We are live here at Radio Row, Las Vegas, Nevada, Super Bowl 58. It has been a very fun day live here with Jay Foreman. I'm Jake Sorensen. We have a very special guest. The guy's been around for a long time. I'm the radio TV industry. Mike Golic. If you don't get Mike Golic, you say, you look a lot different, man. You look incredible.
You mean I'm not fat anymore?
Hey,
I always say to my wife when I see old pictures of me, I say, why did you tell me how fat I am? She's like, you didn't seem to me like that back then. I said, did you see me? I said, my God, I was big bone. But, yeah, I went the wrong way for a while after retirement and then just had to catch myself and say, okay, I need to drop it. So probably 2 years after I was done playing, I was about 315, and now I'm about 230. 225, 230. I feel great. So.
We walked in on the first day, so that's Mike Golic's note. That's Mike Golic. Yeah. He looks like a whole
dropped a lot of weight and grew a beard during COVID and kept it. I wanna end up looking like Moses and just have one hair and get a staff in a row.
Right. Yeah. But he's getting there, man. And Mike, I wanted to ask you, man. One of the things you're with DraftKings now. Obviously, my dad being a former football player. Talk about what it's like to work with your son because he's came up. Talk about how special that is because I know how it is from his perspective, but you guys get to do something special every single day.
So, I worked 23 years at ESPN, and Mike Greenberg and Green and I had a pretty good show for a number of years. It worked out okay. But the last 3 years at ESPN, I worked with Trey Wingo and my son. And it was the best 3 years of my time at ESPN. When you can flip on a microphone and have your son next to you and talk for 4 hours, it's pretty cool. And Mike's the first one to say, hey, I know I got my opportunity because of the name, but that happens in a lot of places. And what it does is it cracks the door open for you, and then you have to perform. Mike wouldn't keep you. Mike was getting contracts even after I left ESPN, so he obviously was getting the job done. And now same thing at DraftKings. So to now, he and I do a show every morning. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's tough to even explain. I'm so proud of him for the work he puts in, how well he speaks, how smart he is, how much knowledge that he has. So it's, a few years I'll be done for good and step aside and just let him just keep going.
Now you guys just haven't partnered on that. I just saw on your social media you guys partnered with Sips. Right, the product that you got, was it cakes or something like that? The cream that you guys are doing
Sugarland. I mean, wow, it's a sipping cream. So it's birthday cake flavor. I mean, it's Sugarland is incredible with the vodka they have and whiskey, but they have the sipping cream in like a mason jar. They have been nice enough
with your foundation,
to support our Golic Family Foundation for the last couple of years, and now they've turned it into, hey, will you be the brand ambassador for the sipping cream? It's their 10-year birthday coming up in March. And to celebrate it, they've come out with this birthday cake flavored sipping cream that our family, which we're very happy to be involved with, because it's sipping cream, which we love, and it's birthday cake flavored. So who doesn't love that? So it's very cool.
So we're here in Las Vegas. The first time it's ever been here.
Right, yeah.
Now you've covered lawns.
Yeah. So I think it's about 26, 27, that area.
What are your thoughts and impressions so far in the first couple of days?
It's listen, a Super Bowl, it's about the same thing. The beginning of the week's a little slower. Now we're getting to the point where it's getting a little more crowded. But the real overall arching thing is anybody who's covered Super Bowls or followed football, who would have thought we'd be having an NFL event in Las Vegas, right? I was here for the draft a few years ago. Las Vegas knows how to throw a party. Listen, they're great at this. So that wasn't going to be the issue. The issue was the NFL finally kind of coming along and saying, okay, this is where we are now. They're the biggest and the best and most popular, so they don't have to be the first anywhere. They can kind of take their time with anything. And they did with this until owners hear that, wait a minute, the money we can make starts with a B. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad that we can work around everything here and do it.
Yeah. People forget, many years ago, it seems like they shut down Tony Romo for fantasy football.
Draft, not even in a casino.
Right, yeah.
It was just because it was in Vegas that he couldn't do it. So think of how ridiculous that sounds. And then I couldn't believe some of my own brethren in this industry, when the Raiders were going to come to Vegas, them saying, Oh, you can't do that. I'm like, why? Oh, you got pro athletes around gamblers. I'm like, you realize there are hundreds of thousands of people who work in Las Vegas and are not gambling degenerates.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can have a life and carry on their lives, and these players can do the same thing. It was unreal, the taboo that everybody associated with it. It was ridiculous. And now Las Vegas is a thriving sports city.
Yeah. Three professional teams, maybe
looking for the MLB and then possibly NBA down the road as well. You have the Aces and the WNBA who are champs.
And the Knights.
The Golden Knights, fantastic. It's great because they can do it here.
Yeah. So how do you size up Niners, Chiefs Sunday? Chiefs are, I think, a slight underdog right now, but they have Patrick Mahomes and the Niners don't.
Boy, isn't that the way that it is a lot of times? It's like you can't bet against. Now, I mean, Buffalo, I picked Buffalo. Against Baltimore, I picked Baltimore. And I can't pick this game because I'm working it, so I'm not going to pick who I think is going to win this one. But, man, I mean, Pat just keeps doing it. But I'll say this. It's the defense that's doing it as well. Because go back to Tampa Bay and Tom Brady when they won the Super Bowl, never would have been in the Super Bowl without what the Tampa Bay defense was doing. Same way here for Kansas City. I think this is going to be decided on defense between San Francisco and Kansas City of how their defense plays.
I was telling my partner here, Jake, that there's not been a quarterback that's graced the NFL fields that likes to get hit or plays well when he gets hit. Talk about the importance from a defensive line standpoint, obviously from your history as playing and what you've seen as watching football, how important it is to get touches on the quarterback, as they like to say.
You know, we always look at sacks, and wait to see sack, take a hit, pressure, a hurry. Yeah. Those are all important things. But if you can hit on a guy. Now, it was a little different when I played. When you hit him, you tried to land on him. Yeah. You wanted to land on him. You wanted your body weight to fall on him every play, all the time. Anytime you could hit him to feel that. Can't do that as much now, but you can still hit him.
Right.
They get get a flag a little quicker here, but still, you're right. To nick a guy, to hit him, to let him know you're there, to breathing on him, to having the garbage around their legs if they can't step into a throw is all very, very important. It will make a quarterback antsy.
I want to ask you right before we let you go, one of your former teammates and a UNLV alum, Randall Cunningham. Yeah. How dominant would he be right now? I think people Mike, they really don't realize how unstoppable Randall Cunningham was when you played with him, but right now.
So a lot of times with a guy like when Randall played, he ran because he scrambled.
Right.
Look at now the designed runs for the quarterbacks, the power sweeps for a quarterback, that if he was behind that, I don't even know.
And the arm strength.
His ability, his athletic. Well, we say that about Lamar. These are some of the greatest athletes in the world playing in the NFL. Right. And Lamar at times can make them look silly. Well, that's what Randall was doing in the 80s, in the early 90s, doing that. So you want to talk about a game that would translate into the game now. Right. Oh, my God.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, people don't realize how big Randall Cunningham
is. Big, tall, whip foot arm, and incredible speed. And
he was accurate on the deep ball, too.
He was.
So, I always wanted
to showed that in Minnesota.
Yeah,
with Moss and Chris Carter. I mean, geez. Yeah.
He's Mike Golic from DraftKings, long time, legendary voice of radio TV. Mike, we appreciate the time to join us. Talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cool.
Get a picture.
Yeah.